Hey man, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com. I got a chance to check out the Capital One Airport Lounge at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport last weekend. In this video, I'm going to do a little review, a little walkthrough of it. Before I do, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already. And if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So I was on vacation in Buenos Aires with a little side trip to Uruguay, which I may talk about in another video. But anyway, had an overnight flight that connected in Dallas-Fort Worth. And when you go through, when you're coming in internationally to Dallas-Fort Worth, you go through customs and then another security check, and when you come out, you're essentially almost right in front of where the Capital One Lounge is by gate D22. So we got in at around like 5:30 or whatever, waited around. We're the first ones into the Capital One Lounge at 6 a.m. Now, it was a 10 or 11 hour flight, and as I just said, it was 6 a.m., so the cinematography may be a little shaky in this video. But anyway, when you go to that area, there are multiple lounges. So the Capital One Lounge is right next to the American Airlines Lounge. You go through the door, and you're actually taking an elevator up to, I believe it was the 5th floor. You get out of the elevator, you go left, it's Cap One. You go right, you are at the American Airlines Lounge. So when you go in, they scan your Capital One card, assuming that is how you are getting access to the lounge, and they look at your boarding pass to make sure you are actually flying, and then you are set free in the entrance or lobby area. There are your hot drinks, your coffee, and such, and then there are other food items as well that you can peruse. We actually took a little right-hand turn and decided to walk through and put our bags down immediately since nobody else was in the lounge. We had a little ability to do whatever we wanted to, so we put our bags down up near the windows that look out over the runway. It was dark at first, so you couldn't see very much at 6 a.m., but then we were there till about 8, and when the sun came up, we got to watch some of that action. Here is sort of your view looking backwards from the seats that we were sitting in as well, and my daughter giving you a little extra love here. So this is a pretty nice vantage point. Breakfast was laid out in a series of stations. You could grab whatever you wanted to. I had some poached eggs and spinach, and some French toast sticks, and a little extra bakery, and some coffee. There was plenty of bakery. There are a lot of different choices, whatever you might want to have at breakfast time. This Capital One Lounge napkin might seem like a small touch, but it was kind of like a little higher quality napkin, and those are sort of the little details that you notice sometimes in these things that aspire to give you a feeling of luxury. And then of course there's a full bar area, which I tried to convince myself to take advantage of since it was free, but at 6 a.m. after 10 hours on a plane, couldn't quite get there. And then down the little back hallway are a series of rooms that you might be interested in depending on how long you have to be at the lounge. There is a little workout and yoga room that has a couple bikes inside of there. There is a shower suite. There is a nursing room, a multi-faith room, a relaxation room. All of those things you have to go through the Capital One staff. Obviously, if there are more people in the lounge, they are going to have to see if you can actually use it or if they can, give you an appointment during the time that you are there. As far as I was concerned, at that hour of the morning, all I cared about was the bathroom, which was clean and private, which is a pretty nice thing in any airport. So I'm a Capital One Venture X cardholder, and as such, I get free access to this Capital One Lounge and was able to bring 2 people in, which was perfect because that is exactly how many I had. Capital One Venture X also gives you access to the Priority Pass network of lounges. This is the only Capital One Lounge in existence that is up and running as I make this video in 2022. In 2023, Washington, Dulles, and Denver are set to come online as well. And then, like I said, if you have the Venture X, you have the Priority Pass as well, so you can use those airport lounges. We were at the DFW lounge from 6 a.m. till around 8 a.m. by the time we left. I would say there were maybe 30 other people in the lounge, and it is a decent size, so that's 30 people spread out over a pretty good area, so it certainly did not feel crowded in any way, maybe because Capital One has not been in the airport lounge game for very long. They don't have quite as many cardholders that have free access to the lounge as American Express does, for example, where at times you can have a very crowded lounge and people even waiting outside depending on where you are in the country. Not sure. Again, it was a Monday morning, and maybe if we were there a couple hours later, maybe it would have been totally packed. So I can only go by what I saw. So overall, a really nice experience. We'll see how Capital One does down the line as they open more of these lounges, if they ever get to a place where they can sort of give American Express a run for its money. But as far as the Dallas-Fort Worth Lounge goes, had a very good experience there for weary travelers after an international trip. It was just the thing. Questions, comments, put them in that comment section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching. And as always, please go to ProudMoney.com, where we do credit card reviews. We talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. If you're not going to leave a comment or you're not going to go to the website, Watch this video next.